Just give me a moment here. Alright. Just making sure everything is working as intended. Alright, so this is basically a stream to primarily test out the new headset I have. I've mentioned previously that the other headset I was using had been bitten by one of my cats, and so the audio for me would go in and out. Perfectly fine in terms of the stream and whatnot, but not great for me, clearly. So I went and got myself a new headset. The audio is fine. Obviously, no cat has bitten it. What I'm curious about is whether the sound from me talking with the microphone is good or not. So that's primarily what this is for.
Let's find a way around.
I'll ramble on about other things, I'm sure, but it's basically what I'm doing. This is the ungrounded. I've finished this playthrough on grounded, so just back into the chapters, messing around.
Yeah.
In terms of actual gameplay, I'll do some playing around in this area, which is why I've started with it. But oops, clicking buttons here on my laptop. But yeah, beyond that, no specific goals. I don't know. I'll probably play around with some strats and ideas, but it's not too serious.
How did you two end up?
I'll have to convert this to a plus save at some point, since ultimately my preference is plus. Plus is a lot easier on my wrists, and using the upgraded items is also just a lot more fun. So
it's not like it is in the zone. These are wild.
So I can tell you the sound in my ears is much louder with this set of headphones, which is a good thing. There's a lot of auditory clues in The Last of Us. I think it'll be better for blocking out ambient sound too, which is nice. Not that this is actually a very inexpensive set of headphones, so it's not like I spent a ton of money on it, but it's difficult to justify getting a really good set when you stream as erratically as I do. I would like to stream more. I really would. I think, particularly with a game like this, so if you don't have a specific goal, not many people are going to show up to listen to you ramble on about something they've seen you play, a billion times before. So that's why I think speedrunning is so good for this game. Pardon me. But yeah, you need something. The same would go for any game, I think, if it's not a first-time playthrough. That's one of the conundrums for me, because I think streaming is fantastic, but you really do need an angle and an approach that you're happy with. Otherwise, you're really gonna, for the most part, you're just gonna be streaming to like friends. And, not that streaming to friends is bad, but it's not quite the same. Pardon me. There's a bit of luck involved too, I think. I mean, I'm just streaming through PS4. I don't have a camera on, etc. So there's some things I could do. My streaming setup on PC is better, but the only thing I really play on PC is Cyberpunk. So again, you'd want a specific angle to be pursuing for that. Wish there was stuff in here ungrounded.
Found anything?
Alas. I mean, there's lots in the area in general, but this big upstairs for this house is completely empty, except for that. Oh yeah. Oh, actually, didn't want to do that. I was trying to get into my pills. Definitely what you want on for our friend the sniper. To me, on grounded, the two important upgrades are first weapon sway, then max health. Everything else is just convenience. And of course, you never get shipmaster. It's a bad upgrade to get ungrounded.
Here we go.
All right. I do need to, and maybe I'll do this at some point, if that I'm not doing. So ultimately, towards the end of the game, I do a whole bunch of upgrades, and it's not. I have better ideas for how I want to set things up for a plus run, but I could probably be doing some of them earlier. It's just really the way Grounded works. Other than the holsters, which obviously you need. The revolver is probably the most important gun, even though its importance diminishes as it goes on. Then the rifle. And the bow. Actually, I put the bow over the rifle. The shotgun you do use quite a bit, but the upgrades for it are mostly a matter of convenience. So it's nice, but it's just not a huge priority. Then there's the El Diablo, which we don't have yet, which I do upgrade as much as possible, even though it's the number of times you use it is so small. It's such a great gun. But yeah, anyway, blah blah blah. But yeah, I could think more about that. I really do think Grounded, the most difficult thing you ever do is the initial fight with Ellie in Winter. And then beyond that, it's the stupid upside down fight just because of how much the ammo after that fight matters for Grounded. And your level of control there is a lot less than you think, unless you always make all your shots. So,
Fucking sniper.
I mean, this plays into whatever strategy
Somewhere
you
down
use
the street
as well. But,
Right now. Y'all stay here.
so we're gonna try something. I
Before
think
you
I have
start,
tried this on Grounded
I need you
before,
guys
and I'm
to
pretty
keep
sure
him
it's
busy.
insta-death, but I want to see if
go
I can get
around
into the house on the right
See if I can't get the angle on him.
without dying.
Okay,
I don't think I can, but we'll see.
be careful.
Wait for him to shoot.
I see you.
Duck. Gotta wait for him to shoot again.
You crying behind that car?
Oh, almost got hit there. And we have to wait for him to shoot. Oh, he did a double shot. I want him to shoot again. Yeah. So by running up here, we spawn a guy downstairs. If I went inside on the ground floor, the guy would spawn up here. There he is. Died. Oh, gonna die. Oh, I'm shooting through the railing. I think I can do that. Wow, I took so much damage. So there's no reason to ever come over here. It's a bad idea. I was just curious to see if you could do it. And you're not going to get drops fighting these guys. There's really, other than the Molotov that gets dropped, there's not a lot to get dropped. Alright, I'm going to wait for another shot before we go. See if we can get back. Ooh.
I see you.
Oh, got lucky there. One more shot. So it's funny, the damage I took was all from the shotgun guy. There we go.
You crying behind that car?
So, it is doable. Pointless, but doable. Alright, let's restart. There is something in the upstairs room. I think it's a rag, I think. I should have looked. Actually, now that I think about it, I'll go back over and look.
Where do you think you're going?
I get that? Yep. Now you can see why you have to be so careful there. That was great. I guess I'll have this out for it.
So, where were you?
Oh shit. I thought I ducked fast enough. There's no way you're getting there the other way, by the way. Coming from that side, it's not happening. You'll get shot going around, because you have to go around the fence. Got lucky there. And if I switch difficulties, what's in that room is going to be different. Oh, hey, Christian. How's it going? I'm doing all right. Messing around. I'm just testing out a new headset. See if the microphone's live. Because my previous headset the cat had bit through the audio cord, so audio would go in and out for me. Which is obviously no good. Well, I was slow. Armored guy coming up. Oh, it's not. It's this dude. Physics are so good. So, this is trivial, but this house, which again you should never go into ungrounded, and the one that's over there, the first house that you can go into, there's some sort of randomizer that determines whether it's guy with the bat or guy with the armor who's in it. But if you go into either, that means whoever it is cannot be in the houses on this side if you go around that side to go collect shit. It's really funny. It's an either or thing. Let's see if I can go in here with it. He can shoot you in here, so... Oh, there is nothing here. Okay. I couldn't remember. Alright, we'll restart. So, literally no reason to go in there grounded. Oh yeah, man, I don't know why, but yeah, he bit right through the wire, so it's just... I don't know. In terms of the stream and recording and stuff, the sound is fine. It's just, for me, it would cut in and out. Which is obviously no good. Alright. Oh, I have the wrong guns out. Uh-oh. Well, this could get hairy. Where is he? He should be there. Alright. Sounds like he's on that side. Oh, my cat is now stamping on me. Would you cut that out? Sounds like he's behind me, but I don't see him. Oh, there he is. I missed. Fuck you. I missed again. Oh, that's some terrible shooting. I'm supposed to have this gun out. That's... Alright. It's okay. We're not worried about ammo, though. This is just fucking around. So many misses. You can actually get shot going back this way. It's not likely, but it can happen. Alright. So by going in here, we spawn a guy in here. Yeah, I do have thoughts on the remake. I was actually talking about that. Let me just murder this guy here. So the game bugs out. Oh, there we go. We're fine there. Sometimes you'll get behind the guy and it'll just never let you grab him. It's really weird. But yeah, so remake. Okay, so big picture. Was there no sugar on this thing? Find out. I thought there was. Oh, there isn't. Okay. Well, now we know. I think it's... So, first of all, it's overpriced. I think pretty much everyone agrees with that. For what they're offering, it is not worth the amount that they're charging for it. I think that's... I don't think anyone would argue that. Beyond that... I don't know. So, the upgraded look... Like, first of all, I think this game actually looks really good. So, updating the graphics for the environment and stuff, it'll be nice, but I think it's kind of superfluous. Changing the faces, I don't like the changes very much. To me, they're kind of uncanny valley. In some cases, they look worse than the original, so I'm not a big fan of that. Fixing some of the quirks in this game, some of that will be good, some of that will be a little bit sad, because some of the quirks in the game are pretty funny. No, it doesn't come with multiplayer. No. They're not doing a revamped multiplayer because it would take away from the separate multiplayer that they're currently working on. It's not tied into part 2, but that's sort of the excuse to make it. So yeah, no multiplayer. So you're getting the base game, this game, with Left Behind, which I didn't care for. You're getting new facial animations. Joel won't look at himself. And they will look like part 2, like the style. So for the most part, I'm not a big fan of that. If you've seen the side-by-side with Tess looked like she's aged about 50 years. I feel bad for Annie Wershing, the actress who played her, because Annie Wershing's a very attractive lady. No, I didn't like Left Behind either. So, what are you getting in addition? So they said there'll be more open-world exploration. So what I'm assuming that's really going to mean is there'll be more, like, collectibles and maybe resources, and I'm fine with that. But that's not enough for a full price game as far as I'm concerned. And I don't know what else there'll be. Will there be more lines? Will there be more? I don't think so. I could be wrong. I don't know if they forked out the money to get Ashley Johnson and Troy Baker to show up and record more shit. But I don't trust them to do that well anyway. So, for me, it's just...
So, where was it you were going?
The appeal is really small, and I don't have a PS5. Getting a PS5 in Canada is a giant pain in the ass. So, my only option for it would be on PC, although the PC port is later. So I'm gonna get to see how it is, and then I can kind of make a determination if.
You're gonna pay for that.
Apparently, I'm gonna pay for that. If I want to indulge or not. It's an excuse to play more of this game, which I'm content with. I am right here. He's not wrong. Did I get one thing I don't know if I got the armored guy. Oh, I didn't. Only one with the Molotov. Oh, it makes me so sad. Ah, he's not dead. Damn it. Alright, let's boogie back here. Hang on, let's hide here so I can remember what you said. Yeah, but I mean, I don't like that they've gone with, like, the different price markers for this shit and that shit. Like, that's just price gouging. I was saying when I was talking about this on my last stream, this kind of upgrade, this is something CDPR would give you for free. Like, just gives you, like, an idea of how different companies function. And Naughty Dog wants every bit of pound of flesh it can get. And, of course, the other thing, too, is that I haven't seen anyone really discuss, other than me, is why they're making it. And, of course, the reason they're making it is because Last of Us 2 was a failure. Didn't hit the money targets it was supposed to hit. So it bugs me, by the way, that there's no bricks or bottles on this level. It's so annoying. But that aside, you know, this is the last bullet in the Last of Us gun that Sony has. Nobody liked Part 2. Nobody wants a sequel to Part 2. So what they like is this game. What can you do with this game? You remastered it in 2013. So you can port it to the PS5. And instead of just doing a port, either for free, which CDPR would do, or for like $20 or something reasonable, they're like, nope, full price game. And one of the reasons they want to do the face changes is to make it look different, so it doesn't seem as price gouging. Oh, did I kill that guy with the? I think I killed him with the 9mm. He must have taken enough damage from the Molotov to die with one shot. Okay. All right, so we can pick. Ooh, a drop of 3. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Yeah, oh, sorry. I'm looking at your chat, obviously. So Joel's running all over the place. Yeah, no, it was. And this is... So, fortunately, because, I mean, you and I know not many people genuinely like that game. Because of that, you don't have to have those arguments as much as you did a year ago. But there are still people who will be like, no, Last of Us is great, blah, blah, blah. And my answer to that is always the same thing. You know, putting aside personal preferences, putting aside, you know, what didn't work in the game and why, all that stuff. All you really need to do is say, okay, let's look at what Naughty Dog has done with all their games to profit more from them. It's a DLC, a paid-for DLC. How much Last of Us 2 DLC do we have? None. How much will we be getting? None. That's really the only answer you need. You know, it just didn't work, like whether you liked it or not. And I think, like, I know people who enjoyed it, and they will fully admit, like, it was not popular. People did not like it. Most of them will admit they understand why people didn't like it. You know, now that's people I know. I certainly know unreasonable people who won't even go there. But yeah. So this is for the IP, for the, you know, the Last of Us universe, if you want to call it that. This is what people like. But, you know, the problem is, Christian, this game fucking looks great still, 10 years later, and it's still fun to play, so it's really hard to do anything with it that seems fair and makes sense. And so I think Sony is just doing whatever it can. Oh, there's no one here. Okay. Sometimes there's a guy up here. I did kill the guy in the house, so I think I'll get the guy in the bat in the next house. We'll see. Let's see. Yeah, there he is. Oh, it's... Why has he got the other guy? That should have been the guy with the bat. That's so weird. So, what it must be is... It's not an either or, it's just spawning a dude, and it's one of the two. I didn't realize that. Okay, that's new to me. But yeah, I mean, I take breaks from this game, obviously. But it's always fun to go back to, man. Oops. Back upstairs. And, No, I agree. Well, I mean, I don't know if you've watched Ant's video on it. But his opinion is pretty similar. Oh, I wanted to try something. Where was it, though? It's a different chapter. Fuck me. But if you've watched Ant's video about it, well, it's a long video. But, and he's mostly positive, as I think he really must, he has to be, but, he did say, and how could you not agree, that the price is not great. Oh, I remember where it was. It was, Capital. Yeah, the price point is ridiculous. I've talked to people who are like, yeah, I'm just waiting for it to, go on sale, and then I'll get it then. And I totally get that. Now there are people, because Last of Us is so well regarded, there are plenty of people though who will get the pre-order. How many? I don't know.
It's right around this corner.
But,
come on.
And whether it's enough for Sony as well, I have no idea. I don't think the remake has cost them all that much money though, since it's mostly just porting over. I could be wrong, but my guess is it's not super expensive. It is good that Neil's not involved with it at all, which is another reason why I kind of doubt there'll be much changed or additional dialogue.
How do you know? I just
Could be wrong though.
Look, it's gonna be fine. Okay.
But yeah, so what's most likely going to happen for me is I will see other people play it to get an idea of what has changed.
There we go.
It'll get positive press
stretch, Tess.
at the start, because everything does these days. People will be like, wow, it looks great. And
just so it's out there, I can't
seeing
play.
how different it is will
Look, it looks like
affect
it's shallow on the
how
right
quickly
side. Follow me.
I go look for it.
I'm
But
glad
if I don't have a
you had
PS5, the PC is the only
I know
option
you guys
for
are
me.
gonna
So
pay for this, but
when exactly that's happening, I don't know. The nice thing I will say for PC though is it leaves the game open to modders. And while there's not a whole lot I would change about this game, it does put the option in there. First thing I'm sure they'll do is mod the faces back to normal. That's why it is funny to me how game companies sometimes get these things stuck in their head. For Cyberpunk, they had set looks decided for the leads, the female and male lead.
Stop.
And
Stay close to me.
partway through their marketing, they decided to change how the female V looked. And it, to me, and I think a lot of people, it was worse. So, in the most recent patch, they patched back in the original default V. Now, you still have to pick her, but I just thought that was a funny nod to the fact that a lot of people did not like the redesign. And, like I said, for Tess fans, dear God, what did they do to her? Holy crap. Looks like she belongs in a retirement home. Oh, right. I remember what I was trying to... So apparently, someone in Ant's chat was saying you can jump back over here. So far, I'm not having any luck, though. So I wonder if that was just a pile of baloney, but maybe I have to kill these guys out first. Oh, no. Like, Neil's a classic narcissist. No. He sees the complaints as validation. Like, yeah, I piss off people I don't like. Haha, I'm an artist. Yeah, that's right. Like, one of the funnier things to me was, do we want to? Oh, there we go. I wonder when they were gonna spawn. All right, restart with the rifle. And so he killed it. But yeah, I have a suspicion that if Sony okays. Oh, another Last of Us. Holy shit. What are you doing there? on left. If Sony okays a Last of Us 3, it won't be called Last of Us 3. And I wonder if... Oh, I got shot. If Neil will be involved or not. That was not very good, but whatever. Alright, so they said you could make this jump. So far, though, I don't even see the option. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's maybe it has to be unpatched or something like that, but I see no way to get over here. So I'm gonna call shenanigans on that and say it can't be done. Oop. Why don't I have the rifle? What? Why do I have six? Oh, it respawned the rifle? Oh, no way. That is awesome. I must have gone outside the zone enough for the game to think I hadn't picked it up. Oh, cool. Can I get 9? No, I don't have max. I don't... I think I'd have room for one more bullet. I'd take that if I could get it. See if it's back. Get out of the way, Ellie, for the love of God. It only came back once, okay. Yeah, no. Like I said, you know, put aside the quality of Last of Us 2 and just think about where it leaves the story. So, you killed off your main protagonist. You ruined and crippled your secondary protagonist. All you've got left is Abby. Everyone fucking hates Abby. So, you can't have a sequel to that game. You can't even have DLC. I am positive the original plan for DLC for Part 2 was more Abby and Lev. I'd bet the farm on that one. But you can't do it because everyone fucking hates them.
Stay down. I don't know how many.
So, you know, which can't have made Sony very happy. What are you going to do? So Neil's gone off to make the HBO show, which I expect to be terrible. But I mean, it's not going to be aimed at fans of the game, right? That show's going to be aimed at normies. Who the hell knows what normies will like or don't like. But let's say they love the HBO show. Well, what are they going to do? They're going to play this game, which is amazing, and then they're going to go look at the sequel and feel like they've been punched right in the balls. There's nowhere to go because the HBO show is also going to have the same protagonists who get fucked over in the sequel. Like it's a
There's the exit.
a dead end.
I see it.
My preference for the IP, if they decide they want to make a third one, do the Ish story. It's introduced here.
There's stairs over there.
It's not
Stay low.
sullied by the second game. So you can still have the goodwill from this game, but not have to worry about all the ill will from the second game. Yeah, no, I mean, modern adaptations are generally terrible anyway, but yes, I suspect Pedro Pascal as Joel and the little girl from Game of Thrones are not really going to be able to pull it off. I mean, more power to them if they can do it, but I mean, I'm not interested in it. Well, as soon as I knew Neil was heavily involved, I was like, nope, I'm out. Dude doesn't understand his own characters, so no thanks.
I wasn't lying to you.
But I do think, I will say, if there is a third Last of Us game, there's no way Neil is a creative person involved. No way. Yeah, I know, Pedro Pascal. Well, that's Neil all the way right there. Alright, I'm not upgraded.
Soldier down!
I so wish this was upgraded. These jack-offs, they don't drop anything. So one thing I was talking about in terms of the remake is I would like the ammo drops to make more sense. Like, this guy's carrying a gun, body armor, ammo. Like, I get, okay, body armor maybe is ruined, or you just don't want to do that for balance, but why can't he have bullets? What's wrong with bullets? But yeah, no, I don't, and I don't think, honestly, I don't think the HBO show is going to have a meaningful impact. It may persuade a few people who have not played this game to play it, but I mean, this game's been around for, 10 years. There's not that many people. Actually, no, I take that back. There actually probably are a lot of normies who've never played it. But again, there's nowhere to go with it. That's always been the problem. What do I want to do? Tommy's. Yeah, that's Tommy's dad. So yeah, I mean, I feel a little bit for Sony because clearly when they gave the go-ahead for a Last of Us sequel, They assumed it would be good like The Last of Us, and Uncharted 4 did well, whether you like it or not.
Jackson County.
So they thought, yeah, Neil's the
Means we're
man.
close to Jackson City, right?
Should be more than a few miles.
You ready to see dear old brother?
No, I see. I don't
just
agree
wanna
with
get
that, Christian. I think Neil was passionate.
Nervous?
The difference is, in this game, Neil had a lot of breaks on what he wanted to do. There were people like Bruce Straley, the chick who did the first 3 Uncharted games. Like there were plenty of other creative minds who had plenty of input to restrain Neil's dumb ideas. But none of them are there anymore. And so now we get Neil's dumb ideas, straight from the source. And that's what Last of Us 2 is. It's just it's not even the ideas, right? It's the fact that the writing is so bad
What happened
and the
between you
plot
two?
is so
do you
stupid.
mean?
You and Tommy.
You're
not together.
And I mean, this is not just a Last of Us thing. One of
Had
the
a bit of a disagreement.
things that just drives me
here we
bananas
go.
about modern entertainment is no one can
Thomas saw the
apparently
world
make a
one way,
coherent
I saw
plot.
the other.
And
You know.
that's why he joined the Firefly.
It just, if you've watched The
And your
Witcher
friend
show,
Marlene
try to
promised
apply
to help.
logic to anything that
kept him
happens in
busy
that,
for a
and your
while,
head's
but
just
like
going to
Tommy, he
explode.
eventually quit that too.
It's
How
just
was it?
nuts. And I don't even get
There's nice
frustrated
words
by it
to me
anymore.
where
I just sort of
don't ever
expect
wanna
it.
see your goddamn face again.
Sorry, I gotta. The volume in my ears is a little
Suppose
too
we're gonna
much.
find out.
Well,
Turn Joel down a
there
little
without his help,
bit.
we'll get it.
But yeah,
Just keep going.
I just like I think. I mean, not that you need the explanation, but just think about how Tommy is portrayed in this game, and try to have that make any sense in the sequel. It just
uses the river's
completely
movement
different characters,
and,
and that's
turns
because
it
Neil
into
didn't care. Neil
electricity.
wasn't interested in maintaining a
what it is. I
franchise.
don't
He
know how
just
it
wanted to tell a certain kind of story, and so whatever was required to tell that story, he just did. And he's not the only person who does things like that. Like, continuity is apparently like a 4-letter word to a lot of creative people in the entertainment industry.
Well, that gets us halfway. If we get the other one up, we'll
I've
make
heard,
it
and I
up.
certainly haven't seen it, that the Halo show is a good example of that kind of insanity. But I'm not a Halo guy, so while I feel for people who are, I'm not surprised. It's pretty par for the course. Alright. Man, one thing I will say though, for a remake is, if there is a skip puzzle feature like there was in Last of Us 2, I will be happy.
Up on the fucking
Because a
pallet.
lot of Naughty Dog puzzles, or at least the ones in The Last of Us, are just like, it's just wasting my time. Like, no, I don't want to go turn the thing and whatever. Like, just move me on to the next area, pretty please. That is one thing. That's like the only, well, one of the few things I liked about the second game was the accessibility options. You could set things up to make your play as painless as possible. So porting that in, I'm okay. Oh shit! I thought she was going up. I'm okay with. Doesn't justify the price, but totally fine with that. No, if they just had to tell a good story. This is why, like, it's very rare to see pretty much all reviewers agree it's a failure, even if they didn't all agree on the how and the why, and they didn't all criticize the same things. Everyone agreed it didn't work, and I mean, there's so many reasons for that, but yeah, I mean, you boil it down, it's story. The game looks amazing.
Teamwork.
And while I prefer the combat here, the mechanics of it are fine. They're not terrible. They're things I don't like, but that's a me thing, not a broad issue. So yeah, it's the writing is shit. And
I know I am too.
and unfortunately, Neil's the kind of guy who could just never accept that as a criticism. The ego is too big. We know that the game, when it was play tested, lots of people hated it.
No
Neil
way
didn't
around.
care.
Cut through the plant.
I bet Sony would care now, but I'm sure he was like, no, it'll sell just fine, and then it didn't. And that certainly put the pressure on. That's probably why he ran away to HBO, and also why Sony tried to give away Naughty Dog's projects to the Days Gone people.
Alarm!
Except
friendly.
the Days Gone
dealing
people
with
said we don't
raids.
want to have to deal with Naughty
Lot of bandits.
Dog. Rejected them,
Been
which I
quiet
thought
for a
was
few days.
hilarious.
What the hell are you doing here? I thought I'd find you in Jackson.
Yeah, chapter design
to
was
bring the
nice.
plan
Yeah,
back
I mean, I didn't get a lot out of that, but yeah, I can agree with that. I thought it looked great. Not all the people did, but the scenery,
We'll get
the
it
aesthetic
running.
was great.
No way.
Like I said, the accessibility options
have horses.
beyond
Got
that,
a whole lot of them.
Hey, Tommy,
I don't
give me a
know.
hand with this.
The only good content is the initial flashback Ellie has with Joel, and only like
You ever ride one?
the first 3/4 of that. Once you get to the boar, it's kind of stupid. You're like, wait, what? But other than that, it's just terrible.
That'd be awesome.
And time has not helped. Someone I know from Adstream who also doesn't like the sequel is like, "Oh, play it again. I'll watch." I was like, "Okay, we'll try it." So I did that in the fall, and neither of us could make it through more than a few hours of it. Like it's just so poorly written. You just couldn't take it anymore.
Weren't you supposed to head back this morning?
Still waiting on Hauser and the rest of the boys to release.
Some of the atmosphere is fine, yeah.
You know, we'll be
I mean,
fine.
hell, if there was an option to like turn
Just a
off
couple more hours. I'll
the
tough it out.
dialogue audio and just have the game sound on, that would help too. But I mean, the other thing too is that game has so much frickin' bloat in it. Holy shit. You know, it feels like an 80-hour game. It just goes on and on and on and on.
I'd rather eat with Ellie.
And then of course you have the Abby's whole thing is a flashback, so any dramatic tension you could have is non-existent because you're like, well, this all turns out fine.
Come on, Ellie.
You know,
Let's give the
I
boys
know
some
where I'm gonna
space.
wind up. So we're just going through the motions with Abby, and
I'm
you're like,
sending
oh dear
Tommy
God.
over. Stand by.
Yeah, no, it's bad. I don't know.
This will be the 6th time.
I'm 50-50 on the IP being dead or not. I just don't know.
We've been here just a week. It feels like
Hard to be 100% sure.
I got something for you. Last year I went back to Texas.
Oh, the scars don't make any sense. Well, that's the whole problem. That the entire world constructed in the sequel doesn't make sense. Like, it's one of those criticisms that never really gets redressed.
It's a
You
little
know, like
faded, but
number
still
one
looks
with the
pretty good.
scars. Okay, you're in a city filled with
You sure? I mean,
the spores.
I'm good.
How are you people not all infected already?
Okay.
You're taking no precautions.
I'll hold on to it for you.
Tommy,
And then why is it that you're suffused with like bows and arrows? You're fighting the WLF. They have weapons. Surely you'd be taking them and using them yourself,
Okay. Let me
or
just
using
check
them
on my
more
guys
at
real
least.
quick.
And then the WLF doesn't make any fucking sense either. Like none. It's just, and neither does Tommy's community. Unfortunately, none of it makes any sense. And ludonarrative dissonance. That's the fancy term for it. It's just filled with it. You know, you're just left asking why
I don't know what you
questions
heard, but you should
the
see
game
it.
has no interest in
We're over
answering.
20 families strong
You know,
now.
and
There's Maria
that's
and her father.
endlessly
They set up
frustrating.
this place with
Now, if it was a
everything
sequel to like a
self-sustaining
mediocre
crops
game,
and
I don't think it would be
livestock.
as annoying.
Remember how we thought no one could live
But
like
this is an
anymore?
excellent game. This game has very, very few flaws. It has some, but very
what do you do
few.
for protection.
Adults take turns guarding the perimeter.
So to go from that to the sequel was just painful.
You still got to deal with infected, though, right?
Who doesn't? But it's the world we live in.
Or maybe you don't have
See,
to.
now when I see Tommy, all I can think of is towels.
You sound like Marlene.
Poor Tommy. Gotta remember to grab a brick here. And like, who are the likable characters in the sequel? There's none. I don't like any of them. And that includes the ones that get ported over from this game. It's just like,
I didn't
ugh.
say that. I'll bet you $1 million.
They're all insufferable and stupid. It's just hard to. I didn't like Isaac though because his organization doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, dude, you're a military commander. What the hell are you doing? How do you let a dozen of your soldiers just wander off on a random trip? And then how do you let a pregnant medic go do medic-y things in the military? Like, and why is Abby the only one who gets steroids when you're a military organization? Like, it just compounds itself. Secondly, what the hell is your goal? How have you been losing to people with bows and arrows who don't wear any protection from the spores? It just comes across as stupid. The only character in that game who has an arc at all is actually Owen. It's not necessarily a good arc, but at least it's an arc. Oh yeah, you like this personality. Yeah, I can understand that.
Nice work, boys.
No, I really... Yeah, Owen was the only character I thought had an arc. Everyone else is just insufferable. Like, you just want them all to die. Now, if they
Pretty
ported
impressive.
Last of Us 2 to PC and you could mod that
got
game,
$2
that would be
million
good
bucks.
fun. Be a much shorter game, though.
All right, Joe. Let's go talk.
Yeah, but the WLF isn't even meant to be menacing, right? They're the team of the quote-unquote good guys. They're Ellie's people. Or not Ellie's people, sorry, Abby's people. I didn't grab a brick. And even though Abby gets all her friends killed, which is so special. Oh, that's not supposed to happen. Huh. I've been shot there like that before. Yeah, it's just... it's painful. Oh, not a good throw. That's okay. Didn't like how that was going anyway.
Shit! Bandit! Stop him! Don't let him into the building!
Too busy talking to him to grab a throwable. I may get shot. We'll see. It's bad that he's there. Good that guy's not there. Take the good with the bad. I love that Joel has octopus arms. It's one of my favorite things. A little higher this time. There we go. Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but just remember, he is the leader of Abby and her group of bizarre weirdos. Like, how can you take him seriously when that's his crew? And what are they doing? They're just fuddling around. I want revenge because this guy killed my dad. Oh, okay. Sure, let's go on a trek for weeks, looking for a place we don't really know about and hoping to find him. Yay. Like, it's just so painfully dumb. You have to be careful. You go through the door, all that stuff despawns.
Hey, who's that?
Let our companions do some work there. Can we upgrade it all? Can. Very nice, very nice. I also, too, like, I was talking about this in Ant's chat the other day. There's so many, like, equipment and other things you get in that game that are completely unnecessary. Because all you really need is a gun with a silencer, and you can just do the whole game. Oh yeah, of course. No, Joel in the sequel doesn't make any sense. That's the same for all the characters. Ellie's different. Tommy's different. Maria not so much, because Maria's not really a character in this. His preference is to shoot me. Oh, fine, I'll shoot him. But yeah, no, it's... well, Joel's... I wouldn't call him a softie, he's just dumb. And that does fit with all the characters in the game. They're all pretty dumb. That's generally not a good thing. Ow! Ellie shot me. You son of a bitch. Friendly fire's not turned off here, so you can be killed by your companions. It's mildly annoying. Oh, let me grab my rifle ammo. Of course, you can't kill him, though. Where is he? Oh, he's behind the post.
I'm gonna find you.
You're gonna find me. Oh, okay. Keep that in mind. So you have to be careful coming over to him because yeah, Ellie or Maria can kill you. It's usually Ellie.
I'm gonna find you.
He just doesn't react to them. That's funny. Come on, Ellie. You shot me. You can shoot him. Did a hell of a lot more damage than me too. We did it. The health you lose here doesn't matter. I got a throwable. But yeah, it's just... And I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some fun combat sequences there, but it's just... Most of it's just wandering around doing nothing, listening to horrible dialogue. It's just... Ugh. No, because the thing is, Abby would need to feel regret She would need to feel guilt over what she does. And she doesn't feel anything. She only feels things for Lev. Other than that, she doesn't give a shit about anybody. She gets all her friends killed, doesn't give a fuck.
Don't worry.
Doesn't give a fuck. Never has any regret over killing Joel, even though he saves her life. Doesn't really seem to regret, you know, trying to get Abby or Ellie killed as well. You know, it's just, she's a horrible character. She's terribly written. You know, and that's something you would have seen in the reviews. Everyone other than Neil could think of a better way to tell Neil's story. Really, it's really simple. But Neil couldn't do it. Couldn't turn that corner. And so you get what you get, unfortunately. And again, that's why there's no DLC. There's just, despite all this screaming and whining the first few months that game was out, it's just not a very appealing character, and it's not a very appealing story. It's just the execution. And, in a way, it kind of feels pointless to go over it, but you will run into people who resist the argument sometimes.
Too goddamn many.
Oh, yeah,
Go around, I'll cover you.
Tommy, that's your guy. Would you kill him, please? Thank you. See, and I will miss things if you can't have fun little strategies like this. I mean, I'm sure you'll have them. I'd be sad if you didn't. Oh, I underthrew that. That might not work. Oh, it did work. Good stuff. Okay. It's so silly. It's great. I love doing that. Drops here are pretty shit, though, I gotta say. That is one thing they could improve with the remake, is the drops being more sensible. Will they do that? Probably not, but it is at least a thing they could do. Did the old man have anything on him?
Come on.
Nope.
Back to the horses.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll be curious to see what the response to the remake is, and just what, if anything, they've added to it. Like, is it significant? Is it purely cosmetic? I don't know. Oh, I ran into a tree. Will Joel look like Pedro Pascal? Oh, we know that's not going to be the case, but it'd be funny. I'm sure Neil would prefer it.
Tracks keep going this way.
Yeah, I mean, if there's any benefit to it, really, it's that there's, you know, it's encouraged people to replay this game, and this game is still great. You know, even though the DLC, oh, for fuck's sake, though, even though the DLC is also poorly written, the base game is great. A lot of fun to play. It is short, though. You know, most people are not going to play a game like this more than once. I play it twice, but yeah. Oh, sorry. I was looking at the chat, not what I was doing. Yeah, no, it's I think everyone would like it to be good. But yeah, like you said, you know, in terms of replay value, they're not really,
Area looks clear.
at least as far as we know, they're not giving you anything that's going to encourage you to come back to it that you didn't already have with this game. So it's a pretty tough hill to climb.
Be careful.
They're going to have to rely on a lot of early interest in sales. Is that going to happen? I don't know.
Ellie!
I really don't. I feel like there's a chance it could be a disaster, which, again, is too bad, because in the right hands, you know, this is an interesting world. It's an interesting circumstance. And you could write a fun story for it. But I just don't know if Naughty Dog has it in them anymore, and whether people would give it much of a chance at this stage. Yeah, of course. Hey, wouldn't you like Last of Us 3 to be Joel waking up from a horrible dream and like, oh, thank God that never happened. Now that would never happen. Naughty Dog would never allow that, and Sony probably wouldn't want it to happen either, because they spend a lot of money on the sequel. Bit like the Star Wars prequels, right? You don't want them to exist, but they do. So, you know, the 20 years since has been trying to make them somehow viable. And I know people who are young enough to grow up with them. Some of them like it. And I'm like, okay. You know, as a kid, you don't know what the fuck you know, you don't know how to analyze media, so when something's shitty, you don't necessarily know it. Do I need... No, axe is still better.
Hang back.
man now.
And everyone. I love doing that. Tommy, for the love of God. What did he drop?
All right.
Shorty ammo.
House is clear. Let's get back to the horses.
Oh, I guess I just don't want, that's why. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'd love. I think what's much more likely is, let's say the remake fails, hypothetically. The IP goes to 5 to 10 years, then someone properly remakes this game. That's one possibility. Let's say the remake does okay. Then Sony might greenlight a third game. But whether it'll be made by the same team and all that stuff, that would be less clear to me. And I don't know what that third game would be. It'd probably depend a little bit on the multiplayer performance as well. The multiplayer bombs, I think Naughty Dog's going to be in pretty serious trouble.
Callous, anyway.
Not my fault you forgot to ask Tommy.
If the remake is a smash success, definitely a third game, no matter how the multiplayer does. But again, what form that would take, I'm not sure.
Some of these buildings look like a mirror.
Well, we'll head to Central Grounds.
And how the
See
show
most of the
performs as
campus
well
tonight.
would have impact, potentially on a third game. Not directly, but I think indirectly it could.
I'll stay with Callus.
I hate
But
that name.
yeah, I just don't know. It's hard to say because I feel like the main issue is Neil himself and the people he's brought in, and I don't know that there's Neil's going to go anywhere, or that the people he brought in are going to go anywhere either. And if that's the case, the rot is in the system, and you're just never going to get anything good. Now, if Neil gets moved off, at least the creative side of things, you're having a different conversation. You could bring in good people potentially, but I mean, BioWare has been through this. BioWare lit themselves on fire and have been smoldering ever since, and it's still not clear whether they'll ever get out of that. You need the right people in place to take something that is good and maintain it, and most companies can't do it.
I guess this is good.
Usually it's for profit reasons, right? That's Bethesda. Like how can we spend the least amount of money to maximize the most amount of profit? That's the Bethesda question. But a lot of companies are like that, and then in that process they devalue the product and so on and so forth. But Last of Us 2 is different, where it's the ego of the creator that causes the problems. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, you are 100% correct. Joel is on a classic hero's journey here, and I just don't think Neil has it in him to tell the story like that again. I think that was a one-off. Is there anyone at Naughty Dog still capable of writing like that? I kind of doubt it, but maybe.
I reckon it takes quite a crew to run that operation.
Characters like this don't really appear in video games, television, or film much anymore either.
I'm not sure.
I've been on a long search to find a new good fantasy author to read, and finding anyone who writes
Stay with the horse. I'll go check it out.
protagonists that are conflicted like this is basically impossible.
I'll be right back.
Which is kind of frustrating and weird, but just doesn't seem to be the trend. In a modern narrative, your protagonists are perfect people who are being held back by bad people. External issues. You shouldn't be too alive after that. That was bad.
That's that.
At most, you should have one left. Oh well. We can live with it, but that was not good. Oh, sure. Shotgun ammo. Interesting. Okay. Take the bow, I think. Gotta remember to grab the pills. But yeah, I mean, what you're talking about is characters who feel real, conflicted. They've done good and bad things in their life, and the story should be about them overcoming adversity. That's interesting. What you don't want is someone who is either reprehensible and rewarded for it, which is Abby, and I mean most stories aren't like that, or someone who is perfect who just continues being perfect.
Matter
It's
of fact.
not engaging.
Yeah. Can you imagine being up there all by yourself? Would have been cool. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I would love a story like that. But
What about you? What'd
just
you want?
not something you really get from gaming very much.
Well, when I was a kid, I used to want to be a singer.
Shut up.
I'm serious.
I mentioned before in the remake if they want to
Come on,
improve
I won't
open world
laugh.
exploration.
I don't think so.
Campus is huge, like ridiculously huge. And while there are things to find here, they could certainly have more. They could have another encounter or two as well if they really wanted to. But I don't know what they'll do. If they haven't recorded dialogue, to me it would be unlikely that they would add new encounters. Although I suppose you could recycle things that these two say already. But
You're back.
remains to be seen. I guess it comes out in what, September? I think.
Aw,
Which is
those
not
monkeys.
too far away.
Yeah, a whole mess of them.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be interested to see if Naughty Dog does what they did with the sequel, and they start fighting with fans if they don't like something. That's the ultimate sign that you don't get it, is if you start fighting with the fans. Never fight your fans, even if you think they're wrong. It doesn't go well. Yeah, I play through it periodically, as you know. So it had been last time I was playing this game regularly was January, so it's a while ago, but not that long ago. That was the last time I was playing Grounded, anyway. But again, because it's a short game, like after a while, you want to take a break from it. So if you're not gonna speed run it or something like that, you can't just keep coming back to it. You know, diminishing returns. I don't think I have enough for healing yet. I think I'm 10 pills short.
Scooch.
But yeah, no, I'm glad you're excited. Like that's to me the best part about the remake is it's an excuse to go back and play the real game.
Fireflies.
Get to see some good writing, good storytelling, good characters, an interesting world, a pretty well thought out world. You know, if you ignore the lore inserted from the second game, it's pretty well thought out.
Watch yourself.
Too.
Grab ourselves some stuff here. Up we go. It's so weird that the bloater will only drop the firefly pendant here. You know, not that you should fight him on ground, but if you did, like what a poor reward for going to all that effort of killing the dude. And you're like, oh goody, I get a pendant. Ooh. That's one of the collectibles I really didn't like in this game was the pendants. I think I understand what they were going for, but your dealings with the fireflies are not the kind where you're like, yeah, Joel would want to collect these, or even you would want to collect these. All right, something in there. Hey, Brenda, how's it going? It goes all right. I'm just testing out a new headset, basically. As you may recall, the one I was using had audio issues because one of my cats bit through the wire. So I got another set, and I'm just sort of testing it out. The sound is fine in my ears. It's just how well the microphone works. But I don't have complaints yet, so presumably it works okay. So I could kill all these guys if I want. Not something I advise doing on Grounded, but you can do it. There we go. You guys are all supposed to... Angry bloater. Oh, good. Okay, that's good to hear, Brenda. That's always the concern. I only got one with that. Uh-oh. Woke up Papa Bloater. It's never good. Well, at least he finally got on fire. Hey, bud. Oh, he can still throw mytotoxin. That is bad. Oh, don't throw at me. Ah! He's got such good aim. Oh, he's still not dead. Oh, rip. That was not well planned out, let's put it that way. I gotta say though, the clickers reacted differently than they do on other difficulties to the sound. I'm gonna get them all nice and clustered up there. That's better. Still don't recommend ever doing this. We're just doing it for fun. See if 2 will do it. Feel like it might. We'll see though. You know, I trying to remember. I think I did play 4. Did I play 4? I think I did. I mean, it all depends. I thought the Resident Evil remakes were overpriced. They look nice, but I would not have paid full. Like, I wouldn't want to pay full price for them. So, and I assume it will be full price again. So I think that would probably be my issue. Discounted though. 2. I did play the remake of 2. Thought it was pretty fun. Did not play 3 though. So yeah. But I mean, I think if you're willing to wait. Oh look, our Firefly token. Yeah. If you're willing to wait for it to be on sale, yeah, it could be good. Like if it's on par. They are quite short though. That would be the one thing I would say for the Resident Evil remakes. They've been pretty short, so. Yeah, I didn't finish it, but I did start it. I thought I told you that story, Brenda. I played the game, and for the longest time I did not realize you could sprint in it. So, if you can imagine that village where you start, imagine being in it, but only being able to walk, and how much more difficult that is. I went through a lot of the game before I realized I could sprint, and then I was like, oh man, this is so much easier. Which is also how I discovered that you can indeed make standing jumps over gaps, even though the game's not designed that way. Yeah. I gave myself a pretty high challenge rating by that. But because of that, I hit a point in the playthrough where I was basically out of stuff and there were enemies, and I was like, oh man, I don't know what to do. And I was just kind of done at that point. And I think I was only through like a third of the game or something like that. But that's my only experience with... It was actually the only Resident Evil game that I had played when it was current. And, I mean, I enjoyed it as far as I got. But, I mean, my whole visceral experience of it is completely unintended. So I don't know that a remake can ever fully encapsulate the frustration of trying to get away when you can move at walking speed. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. I mean, we're talking a very long time ago when I played it, though. But yeah, what I played of it was fun enough. But yeah, I don't want to pay like $70 for it though. That's the problem with me for how they've done those. They're so expensive for how short the gameplay is. But yeah, I did not know that it would auto adjust for the number of times you died. That's really funny.
Open the gate for us.
That could be, you want to give yourself a hard mode for that game. Don't let yourself sprint and have some fun. I just remember being so confused. Like, how does anyone do this? These guys are so fast. And I'm so slow. But yeah, typically I don't play horror games, though. It's not normally a thing I do. Even though I enjoy tension. It's not typically what I do. Maybe the remake will convince some people I know to finally play this game, though. Not that I'd tell them to play the remake, but I'd be like, no, play the original.
No, I don't think so.
Why would they have infected so close close to the lab.
Because I think for like
Well, if they'll use them as a
non-traditional
form of
gamers,
defense, maybe they're
this
doing
game
the
is
same.
very approachable. It's very story-oriented. The combat is very sort of
No
in
guards.
finite chunks.
No, nothing.
Yeah, I'd expect to
So
see someone.
I feel like
in that.
it's a good one for
Let's get
people who don't
inside.
play a lot of video games. But hey, Pooch, the dog has come to visit. I gotta grab all this shit. I will say though, it's funny when I first played Grounded, which is a long time ago now. Please don't step on that. Thank you.
Have you ever
I
been
remember
to
how
one of these?
difficult it was. Like I knew it was going to be hard, but I was like, oh man, how am I going to do this?
Not as a student, at least.
Why not?
And it was.
Uh,
But now, like when you have
I
strats and you
had
kind of know how to
pretty young.
approach the different areas, I wouldn't say it's easy, but like
for a while,
you know the difficulties, you understand them, and if something goes wrong, you kind of know
too much.
whether it was bullshit or if it was you or whatever, and that's kind of relaxing. That's one thing this game did do for me. I'm less intimidated by higher levels of gameplay if I want to change up the experience. It's like so I played Witcher 3 on Death March. I was
go
like,
back.
oh okay, let's just see how different this is. And it was. For about the first 10 levels or so, I think it's quite a bit harder. And then once your build really kicks in, then it stops being as hard. This game, it stays pretty hard. Down to the, well, I mean, it's hard for me to get into the head of someone who hasn't played on a Grounded before. I think at a certain point, Joel gets upgraded enough where he's fine. But being Ellie in Winter is tough no matter what. So, and if anyone ever asks, like, what's the hardest part of this game to play, I think it's as Ellie in Winter, especially the initial fight with David, because David is so desperate to let you die. You wouldn't notice it on lower difficulties, though, just on Grounded. Or he just wants to step out of the way and let runners kill you. Or use a stupid gun. Ugh, that gun.
All right, we're inside. Come on, kiddo, give me your hand.
But yeah, it's so funny, you know, in this game, I always feel a little bit bad skipping
Let's
cutscenes.
look around.
Because, you know, they're excellent cutscenes. Whereas other games, you're just like, skip, 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 skip. You know, I can't skip it fast enough.
Well,
Bonk. I think I have to craft something to pick that up. Yeah, what do we craft? Let's blow some people up. I loved it. David is a fantastic villain. No, I mean, that's what I mean. The writing in this game is so good. David is great. Like, all the characters who are given at least some screen time, they all feel very alive, very real. They all seem to have their own goals. You believe they exist outside of, you know, when Joel happens to show up. I think that's fantastic. DA4, it had a title announcement, which, I mean, as announcements go, is not the most exciting thing in the world. But yeah, they did announce the title. It's got Dread Wolf in the title. I don't remember beyond that. You might know this better than me, Brenda. I can't remember the release date. Is it next year, though? Or is it 2024? Maybe they haven't given it one yet. I felt like it was sooner than later, though. Man, I hope that's good. I want BioWare to pull itself out of the fire and make a good game again. I realize the odds of that are small, but I used to love BioWare games. It's been so, you know, Anthem was bad. Andromeda was not good. Inquisition was fun, but it was a very safe game. Like, to me, it's not a very memorable story. So I'd love to see them go back to challenging themselves and doing
Keep it down.
something
Figure
really
out what's
engaging.
going on.
Oh, I don't know though. Okay, see, I don't know if it has an official date, a release date either, Brenda, or just an estimated one. I'd have to go back and look. It's been a while since I checked that out. No, it's nothing there. But yeah, I'll have to check that out. Because yeah, I mean, you know, I haven't had a good RPG to play, and well, I mean, Cyberpunk's been great, but I mean, fantasy RPG in a long time. Not really since Witcher. That's a long time ago now. It's so funny. I love this gun, and you use it so little on Grounded. But it's so good. Well, once you upgrade it, it's good. Unupgraded, yeah. What else do we want to do here? Oh, shit. Bow upgrades. Nice. If you remind me, Brenda, when I hop off screen, I'll double check that for you, because I don't remember off the top of my head. Last time I saw a big breakdown of DA4 was months ago, I think. Yeah, that'll be fine.
That'll do.
Gotta remember to reload my guns. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, giant grains of salt, but the released concept art for it is good. I'll give it that. That I would say, but yeah, as long as that's like the modern Xbox, Christian, you should be fine. It's a good game, and they've fixed the technical issues. But, well, not completely. No game is ever fully fixed, but it's, if you like that style of game, and actually you like shooting, Christian, you could have a blast with that, because you can do a shooter build and just shoot the fuck out of everything. You'd probably have fun with that. But yeah, no, it's well worth it. It's so CDPR keeps discounting it too. It's super cheap, especially on PC. I don't know about Xbox, but they were freaking giving it away a few months ago, pretty much. That's one thing I like about CDPR. Although I mentioned this before you got here, Brenda. It's so funny to think that the Last of Us remake would have been free if CD Projekt Red was doing it. This gives you an idea of how different the studios are in terms of their support of their customers. It's funny. But yeah, no, I mean, I enjoyed it at the start, but yeah, it's a good game. It's not as good as Witcher 3, I don't think. But that's a hard comparison to make, because at least for me, Witcher 3 is the best RPG I've ever played. So that is a high bar, but it is very good. Lots of good side content, and lots of stuff you just want to go shoot things. There's plenty of that too. So yeah, no, I would highly recommend that if you get a chance. It's a long game, but I don't see that as a bad thing. If you're having fun, you want it to be long. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Brenda. Yeah, they do so many things that are free. It's crazy. Yeah. So, Witcher 3, like I said, it's not quite there. But I'm sure Brenda would agree with me. There are some great stories in there. Some good characters, too. But there's lots to go through. And it's a game that's... One thing I like about it is, it's a game that's trying to do something. It's trying to make you think about life in an interesting way. It's trying to present circumstances that pose interesting questions in your head. And I mean, obviously you can not worry about it and just shoot things in the head, but
well, maybe in all that research they turn
it's one thing I like about this game is it poses some interesting questions, some moral dilemmas, some ethical questions that don't have easy or obvious answers. And I think it's great when a creative enterprise like this does that, because it's pretty rare. You know, most things, you're playing Call of Duty, you're just shooting things in the head. You know, there's not a lot of thinking going on, other than, you know, I guess complaining about audio. But yeah, I really like it when a game makes me think about, you know, anything really.
We know where to go. Let's get the hell out of
that
here.
out, I guess. That out for emergencies. All right, let's see how this goes. One thing I like about the strategy is if you fail, it just costs you a couple seconds to restart and just go back and do it. I love people who run at shorties. Look at that guy, never played Faction Suit. That was bad. It's damage I should not have taken. We'll see if I regret it. Oh, shit. Oh, I got lucky. I should be dead. I pooch. Oh, why do you guys have to just sit there? Oh, the smoke's almost gone. Oh, Ellie killed another one? Ellie for the win. Are they? I mean, there's always new COD, man. You can't rest on your laurels if you're COD. Alright, we're almost dead. I want the fresh axe. So yeah, I should have died, but we'll take it that you know. He's perfectly healthy, goddammit. I was in Ant's stream the other day, and there were people in the chat complaining that it's unrealistic that Joel survives this. And I mean, they're not wrong. That should kill him, but I did, for me, in a game like this, I can forgive something like that. I can forgive it. They try to address it, so I'm okay with it. I've heard that. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's, to me, part of the problem with factions is the matchmaking. Yes. Yeah, you are right, Brenda. Yeah, you can make meaningful choices there. Yeah. Yeah, no. Well, the other thing too, Brenda, is we will get, even though we have to wait till next year, we're going to get serious DLC for it. I have no idea what the hell it'll be, but...
1, 2, 3!
if it's even as close to good as the Witcher 3 DLC, I'm pretty excited.
Let's get to the damn horse.
I gotta, one of these days, Brenda, I gotta try one of your builds where I just shoot things. I have so much fun frying people's brains with cyber attacks, it's hard to give that up, but I should try just shooting them. It seems like a lot of the clips I see from people playing that game is them doing variations of just shooting the shit out of things.
Can you handle the window?
I just realized I can skip to... You know, sometimes I forget what I'm doing. I can just skip to winter. Said it before, I say it again. I think this is the hardest part of the game, granted. It's all because old Davy Boy wants you to die. And the game wants you to die too, but David can make that happen. Look, COD needs more of your money, Brenda, okay? Don't ask why. They need more.
Where'd you go?
More money. Man, God bless people who play that game. You just know.
There you are.
Missed. You just know they're just trying to screw you over as much as they... Not as much as FIFA. Okay, let me dial that back. I think FIFA is screwing you over even more, but just in general, it's got to be tough knowing how much the makers of that are trying to just squeeze every last penny from you. This is again why I was not very hard on CDPR when Cyberpunk was a mess when it came out. It's like, yeah, that should be criticized, but this is a company that goes way out of its way to be consumer positive. And I mean, sure, do they use that as a marketing element? Of course, but I'd much rather them do that for selfish reasons than not do it at all. So, you know, I was like, let's ease off on shitting all over them, so that we can keep getting that good treatment, as opposed to like Bethesda or something else, which, you know, their whole model is shitting all over you. Did they lose it? No, I didn't know that. Wow. Well, I'm sure whoever picks it up will just be just as bad, but I want to have Ronaldo.
Steady.
I'll just mortgage the house and get him. Yay. Oh, really? Okay, see, yeah, you know the ins and outs, Christians. I don't know enough about how it works. I know people complain about it a lot, but yeah, the specific things that they're unhappy about, that I know a lot less about. The only PvP thing I ever paid much attention to was StarCraft, and that's 1v1. And StarCraft was never successful enough, really, for Blizzard to screw people out of money, so it was always pretty fair to players, I thought. Oh, 2014. That's a long time ago. Holy shit. Yeah, I never play shoot. Like, I don't have the skill. My wrists are too bad to like do shooting stuff. I'm just too slow. Although obviously people who can do it, it's first of all, you have wrists of titanium, and I envy that. But yeah, my processing speed for that is not good enough. So I like a game like this where, you know, the fights in this game are a lot more like puzzles, and I can handle that. Yeah, Warzone seems to be what's. I mean, again, what do I know? But it seems to be what people mostly play. But I'm certainly not an expert.
Okay.
All right. Will Dave get me killed? The eternal question.
Every shot count now.
Done this before.
Dave, you stay over there. Stay in your corner. Dave, put that thing away. I don't do anything useful with it. He's not wrong. He does need my help. Alright, you may now give me ammo.
You weren't kidding.
I think I'm just gonna have 7, which sucks.
Give me a hammer.
8. It's not bad.
Help me with this thing.
Yeah, that does seem to be the thing I see the most. Even though people complain about that too. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's got to be interesting for people who like shooters. There are a lot of choices, so I don't know. Is it the aesthetics? Is it the gameplay? Is it the player base? I don't know what specifically draws you to one or the other. Alright, Dave. a job to do. Will you do it, or will you let me die? Dave? Alright. Well, he's trying to get me killed. I hit shoot. Fuck you, game. Nah. That's just the slowness of the bow. That's too bad. That was going pretty well otherwise. How is it? Is it already loaded? Why is it already loaded? Oh, fuck me. I shot I already failed that, Dave. We did not make every shot count. I'm gonna let him get close. Gonna drop.
They're in here.
Get over there and do something about it. Oh, he gave me ammo. Well, that's a fail. I'm not gonna get any drops now. Dave. I'm not a quitter. We're gonna see if we can make this work. Normally you would just restart, but I refuse. Alright, 6 bullets is terrible. Being nearly dead is terrible.
You weren't kidding. You're a better shot with that.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's very true. And the lobby, there's always lobbies. You can always play. It's always busy. You know, you're right. Yeah. All right, so my odds of survival here are very low. We'll see how it goes.
Help me with this thing.
Shut the fuck up, dude. Place your bets on survival. Pretty much if a runner farts on me.
Let him come in through the windows.
But yeah, Dave is not supposed to ignore that clip. His job is to wrestle. I mean, he did, but by waiting so long, it gave the runners time to come in, which is why it's such a bad... I missed? That did not miss game. Dave? I think I'm gonna die again because people are in the room. Oh, he got grabbed. That's a plus. Okay, well that was shitty, but I'll take it. In a sec, I'll read your comments in a sec. I'm gonna collect all this shit before Dave runs out of the room. 3 arrows is bad. Very bad.
Screw it. We're getting out of this room.
But I guess we will have to make it work.
This way.
Generally speaking, this
Cover the stairs.
ammo count overall is... Health we need. Still not enough though. Yeah, I'm gonna be really curious about Naughty Dog's multiplayer. It got massively delayed because Sony gave it away to the Days Gone people, who then in turn rejected it. But I don't know what they're gonna wind up doing. I'm not sure. And with the damage Ellie took, I think she's still just one tap away from being dead.
This way.
So that's bad. Get moving, Ellie. I would like it if it was PvE. I would love to fight against infected and whatever. PvP and factions, to me, I don't think Naughty Dog would ever put the effort into making it work properly, so I don't trust it. I don't know what they want to do though. I haven't seen leaks that says what they want to do, so I'm a bit lost on what they'll do. I'm just not sure. You guys may know more than I do. For me, all I really know is that it's coming. Yeah, co-op could be fun. All depends on how it's implemented, but definitely could be. I'd love a rifle drop here. We'll see.
There you are.
A rifle drop. Makes me sad. Would you freaking boost me up, Dave?
Here.
Yeah.
Come here, boost me up.
No. I mean, well, the thing is, Christian, you have to remember, Factions was pretty much an afterthought. They had no idea how successful it would be. And people like Neil are not interested in that. That doesn't interest him. But the company itself should have put more support in, and they just never did.
Keep a lookout.
Why that was, I don't know. I don't know if it was a manpower issue or whatever. But Yeah, they certainly could have done a lot more with it. They just did the bare minimum. Now, because it's its own release this time, you know, they'll have to put more work into it, but well, that doesn't necessarily mean it'll be good. We just don't know.
Here you go.
Just do not know. Oh, I was going to jump on the ladder and I forgot. Oh. Come on. Oops. Go up the ladder, Ellie.
Through here.
So we have way less stuff than I normally have doing this, so it's going to be interesting. And I'm hurt. Oh, right. Nothing here. I'm
Oh,
grounded.
shit. Okay, old man. Jeez. Looks like someone already fought those things and lost.
I never really learned the... I've never practiced the shoot the bloater and the foot trick, so...
Doesn't matter.
I'm not going to be going for that. Yeah, I have no idea, like, it's a good question, Christian, because I have no idea what the hell their plan is for it. I don't think anyone really knows. Oh, yeah, unless something leaks, yeah. So... And part of that is that it may not even be fully decided because, like I said, the project got transferred away from Naughty Dog and then back to them. So that would have slowed things down. Broken arrow, don't like that. David, put your goddamn gun away. No one wants you to use it.
You hear that? They're on the roof.
I know. Dave knows. Look at him. Look at him. He wanted to let it come at me. Bastard. Dave. Oh, okay, good, Dave. That could have been much worse. Get him in back. Yeah. Keep the expectations low. I don't disagree with that at all. I missed. Fuck you, Dave. Nice timing, Dave. Nice timing. Okay. Look at that. No goddamn arrows. Oh, so sad.
How many of these things are there?
Yeah, no, I'm with you, Brenda. Expectations low. No, Dave. No. Keep your gun away. You're just gonna make life worse. Oh, fuck me. That sucked. So pointing your gun at them helps Dave by himself, but it doesn't guarantee anything. Really could use some drops. Still no drops. Fuck you, grounded.
It's a bloater!
You're not wrong, Dave. It does not.
Fucking guy!
Lived. David. No one wants you to do that, Dave. I'm not to emphasize that enough. No one wants you to do anything. Oh, he's going for Dave. Okay. I mean, I would call that pretty sloppy, but, you know. Given the circumstances, I'll take it. Man, am I short on supplies, though. Holy shit.
I think we did it.
Like we killed all of them?
3 bullets, no
Sounds
arrows.
so
That is
disappointing.
shit-tacular.
More like disbelief.
We'll make it work, though.
I'll check the bridge.
Look at him. Oh, I love his movement sometimes. It's like half his body's turned that way as he's moonwalking back.
Listen.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Does it even have a release date, Brenda? Do you know if the multiplayer has a release date or if it's just sort of sometime soon-ish?
Let's head on back.
Because I have no idea.
Check on that.
It's like I'd be excited about Witcher 4, but there's no release date attached to it. You just know they're working on it, but that could be like 4 or 5 years from now. It's a long freaking time. Just relax and let the game play itself here.
She's here.
Oh.
Hey, I got her! Get your ass over here!
No specific, but next year. Okay, well, I mean, that's sooner than I was expecting. Because it's so funny, because I think originally they probably wanted it to come out reasonably close to Last of Us 2's release date, but with Last of Us 2 not hitting the way it was supposed to, having it detached makes more sense. I'm curious what the angle is going to be, though. Like, who are you? Are you Fireflies? Are you the military? Are you hunters? Tommy's Town? David's Cannibals? Like, what are you? And what are you fighting? Are you fighting infected? Humans? Both? I assume probably both? I would love, and I'm sure we won't get it, and I brought it up back when we were playing factions, I would love infected on the map who aren't on either side. They're just something you have to deal with. That'd be great, because it would feel like how the world would actually be. You know, if you're running around shooting at things, infected against them for it. No, I hope it's not the W. I hope not. Scars is a faction, sure. Like, let's say they have a whole bunch of factions, but it's fine if they're one of them. You know, I don't care for them much, but sure. But yeah, I'd just be curious to see how they've decided to do it. I also don't think Neil is directly involved in that anyway. He's just an executive at Naughty Dog, so he's talking. But as far as I know, I don't think he's involved. So this is going to be interesting. One arrow.
There she is!
Oh, I missed. Oops. Yeah, let's pretend that didn't happen. I've never tried this strategy in this circumstance, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah, that's what I've heard, that it's detached. Yeah, and they mentioned a bridge that we're all supposed to recognize. They dropped 3 because I'm so short of shit. I think one of the things that was one of the only things that was broadly appealing in the second game were the Rattlers. So maybe it's related to them. But was that San Fran? I think it was. So maybe that's what they'll go for. I'm just not sure. I guess I might as well pick up this ammo. So what else am I gonna do? Ah, did I see the artwork? I don't think I did, Brenda. I don't think so. You can post it up if you want. So we see if we can make this work. Have to grab all our shit here, though. No silent kills is going to make this very interesting. I shot these guys over here. Oh, okay, yeah. If you find it, go ahead and post it. More 9 mil. The least useful gun in the game for Ellie, but this is one of those rare circumstances where I can actually make use of it. Got him. Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, for Witcher 4? I don't think so. Dropped shotgun? Oh, nice. That's right. No, he's supposed to. I don't know why I was surprised by that. He's supposed to drop that. I don't think... Yeah, that's one thing I don't think you'll be able to do, Christian. I don't think it's going to be a Geralt game. I think it's going to be same world, but I think you'll make your own Witcher. That's my guess. I can't confirm that, but that's my belief. Alright, hang on. No one's going to come while I'm in the bathrooms here. Let me just take a look at this. Art. Okay. Yeah, that does look like San Fran. Yeah. Yep. Okay. The hell? Got it. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. I think San Fran is where we're going. So yeah, like a new location, which is I think good. Again, you don't want to have any direct attachment to part 2, and that's a good way to do it. I mean, they may have references, but would you guys stop looking at me? Ooh, I got my arrow back.
What is it?
I didn't see anything. Nothing to see here. I love how, like, you're out of their vision at this point. There they are. Yeah? Oh, there you go. Yeah, I mean, it's architecturally distinctive. So, definitely has that going for it. Alright, so, I don't have a bomb for these guys. We have to save some ammo for the next area.
Nature track. Okay.
They're up. This will be interesting. Never had this assembly of goodies for this section. Did I grab a bottle? I think I did.
Okay.
I should be fine. I got 3 shotgun shells, so we should be good. It's just interesting. Actually, I think I should probably have the shotgun in the main holster. There we go. But yeah, I'd be curious what the setup will be. Like, I think it's probably too much to expect, but it would be interesting if it was co-op and there was, like, a storyline to do. You know, that could be fun. If it's a good one, right? That's always the fear. But if it's a good storyline, that could be a lot of fun. You know, because the fun thing about factions is getting to play Last of Us with your friends. But it has a very limited context. You're just running around in maps shooting at one another. It's not, it's not quite as evocative as, being able to do co-op and play through a story together. Now, how to keep that interesting, I don't know. I guess maybe you create, like, new maps and new situations. But you wouldn't want to pay for a lot of VO work, so I just don't know. Yeah, well, that'd be cool. Well, again, obviously execution dependent, but I like the basic idea.
Ground. Not
Cover the
somewhere
ground.
over here.
This is not hiding. This is sprinting.
I don't want to get trapped in here.
Okay. Let's give Ellie some health, just in case. I should be fine, but there's no reason not to do it. There's also no real rush. I'm out of stuff. What did I not pick up? I'm missing a quarter alcohol. Where? Ooh, did I forget to loot the second house? I think I did. Okay, well, no health for me. I guess we'll take him out with a bow. I mean, like I said, I like the basic idea. Oh, is there? No, it's just blades here, which I can't do anything with. Alright. On down. Free to go. Where is he going? You, sir. That is not what he's supposed to do. Oh, well. Shouldn't matter. Oh, no, absolutely. Yeah, you're right.
I'm gonna kill you.
I think he was going to kill me. Ah, we're fine. Oh, look, there's the quarterback. I believe your health here does matter, so we're going to heal. Yeah, no, I've heard that from people when I was playing Factions Christian. I find it bizarre, but not everyone likes single player games at all, really. It's not my thing, but I wish that was true, Brenda. I mean, it would be, I don't know how we would implement it, but it'd be cool to play this game when one person gets to play Joel and the other one gets to play the AI companion. You'd have to rebalance the game because the AI companions are useless, but in theory anyway, that'd be a neat thing to do. What do I need out? Just do. But yeah, I mean, obviously you'd have to redesign the whole game, so that's not going to happen. I'm just saying, in principle, there's nothing preventing anyone from doing that. So, You know, if they can do something
Who are you?
just roughly along those lines, that could be fun. Although, presumably, I would need a PS5, which I don't have. Which is why the remake is kind of theoretical for me until it hits PC, because I just have no ability to get it. It's the old-fashioned game for me.
Where'd she run off to?
This is as fast as Joel will go right now. I think I got him.
Where is she?
Yep. Oh, the one-hit revolver is so good.
Right here.
Oh, I didn't kill him. That's bad. Ah, shit.
Keep
Oh!
running.
The game almost derped there. Wow. I'm lucky to be alive. I should have died there. I'm so used to the shotgun being upgraded. I was a little too far away when I took my shot. And then he got the grab in. So if I get nicked here, I'm dead. We'll see. Got him. Okay, we're good. Oh, for the love of God, Joel, would you just move properly? Yeah. Could have been worse, I suppose. Not dead. On the whole, though, it's been pretty sloppy. I do think the most fun part of Ellie is done, though. The second part here up for her is not, like, fun to play. Partly because it's so bugged. That is one nice thing the remake could fix. It's just so broken. And I don't even mean the crash in the restaurant, the steakhouse. But just in general, the way the AI behaves and stuff, a lot of it is goofy.
What the fuck is wrong with these people?
Well, Ellie, they're cannibals. So there's a lot of things wrong with them.
Okay.
Actually, the first thing we're going to do is... Oh, okay. Health is full. Good stuff. So bug the first. You gotta go up here like this to make sure David ports in properly. And then there's a whole set of nonsense with these guys. Now look over here. How are these guys seeing me? Let's try to figure that out. And yet they do sometimes. Look, there's no one anywhere near me. And even then, even if you don't hear the alert sound, you have to see if he has to turn like that. If he doesn't turn like that, he's alerted. Just so annoying. Where's this guy? He should be in the little alley here. Yeah, that's fine.
This place is a damn maze.
Well, so far it's behaving properly. Let's see if that continues. You want to hear this dialogue. They will occasionally do it when they're bugged out, but... One... Oh. Turn around. There you go.
The hell is this kid?
And out right behind you.
Where do I go?
So this guy's behaving. Don't quite know where he is.
Where are they?
Okay, we just have the guy at the back.
Oh, shit.
You're better off to throw something at him early. They kind of forget about you when you get over here. Alright, so we made it to the steakhouse. As long as it doesn't bug out here, we're good to go. Oop. I died in a... There's a clip on the YouTube channel where I was trying to climb through a window and I climbed up on a table. And I was on the table's corner, and when this is as Joel, when I tried to climb down, the game thought I had fallen to my death. That was pretty funny. Well, it glitched out. It's alright, we'll respawn in here, so. But again, an example of how glitchy it is. Let's see how long the reload goes for. There we go.
I know you're not infected.
Good luck replicating this in the HBO show, by the way. There is no way David will be as creepy.
That was good, kid. It's gonna be alright.
Alright, 1 of 3.
Oh,
You have to delay a tiny, tiny bit there, but it can't be very long or it
There
gets too
you
far
are.
ahead of you. Back around we go. What are you playing right now, Brenda? Is it FIFA? So prior to this, I don't know what I was doing. A little bit of Witcher, I think, maybe, but nothing too serious. The blizzard is glitchy. Let's see if it loads in properly. Right, oh, there we go. That's better. Joel has to move back. I don't know if you noticed, he was just like slowly moving forward there. That was not me. This will probably change the behavior of these guys, though. It's just fine. Slightly less convenient. We'll see. Oh, no. I got the original walking. Okay.
Just keep searching. If she comes through here, we gotta catch her.
We should be guarding the shelter. We've got an infected running around the town. Guarding the town.
I love interrupting him. That's so fun. Oh, do you? Oh, there you go. Okay. Well, you got something to look forward to. That's good. Yeah, I mean, I guess the talk of the remake is kind of what got me back to playing this. Now, I died here when I was playing Grounded the other day, because Joel was so hurt, and he is super hurt now. But I died because I was being stupid, so let's just try not to do that. Okay. We weren't stupid, so we're not dead. Yay. Alright, I think... we got that arrow back. Which is nice. Yeah, I have absolutely no idea. I mean, other than, I guess, potentially the remake when it hits PC, there's nothing that I'm aware of that's coming anytime soon that suits me. A friend of mine is trying to get me excited about Final Fantasy. I guess it's 14. But I'm not a Final Fantasy person, so I'm like, I'm happy for you, but it doesn't really do anything for me. Oh, wow. I remember when you were playing it on Grounded, Brenda, but that's the last time I remember you playing it. I mean, it's a super short game. In terms of, like, events, you know, everyone kind of knows what they are, they know what the story beats are. I just really enjoy it. And I like the combat. Like, I like the various scenarios, so all that works for me. But, yeah, no, I can understand just, like, I know I've done it before, I'm good. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Yeah, I remember I made a video for you because you were stuck on the dam. It's an easy place to get stuck on. Yeah, that's the last time I remember you playing it. Oh, this guy. It was a while ago. I don't think it was quite that long ago, but it was a while ago. Could it be? Yeah, no, actually, no. I think you're probably right. It's probably 5 years ago. That sounds about right. So I think it was pretty much after I'd stopped playing factions, I think, so maybe 2017. Well, that was easy. Let's go to the tunnel. There's a whole lot of walking. It's not fun for you or me. Tunnel. Boop, boop. Someone was telling me when I was in Ant's chat the other day, someone was saying that they found the tunnel one of the harder areas to do. And I was like, you cannot have looked into any strategies for that. The tunnel is scary, but the tunnel is... like, the speedrun strat is, like, incredibly easy to do. But just, like, doing it normally is it's not bad at all. Even if you're really short on supplies, there's pretty simple ways to go through it. I was just like, look at a tutorial, and you'll suddenly find that this area is just a lot of fun. I mean, if you're a good shot,
It's gonna be different.
most of the areas in this game
No.
are,
What do you mean?
are good.
We're gonna be there. The fire.
I think people who play a lot of shooters
Sure.
only struggle in areas where fighting is a bad idea. There's not a lot of those sections. Joel and his jumping. Oh, he's so slow. Is it spawned in? Oh, music changed, but I don't see them. Oh, there they are. Alright, let's have some fun over here. You are not wrong, Ellie. Ba-da-ba. Stupid clicker. Alright. I wonder if we will get the much more basic clickers from Last of Us 2, or if they'll still be the, you know, incredibly dangerous clickers of this game. I don't know. I have no idea. I did like in 2 that they got rid of the bug, the unintended bug the clickers have here, but other than that, I certainly prefer the clickers from the first game. I like the tweaks they made to the bloaters in the second game. That I can get behind. I think they're going to include the dodge mechanic, and I don't like that. It's too hard on my wrists. But that's a me thing, obviously. Yeah, I mean, if they want to use the skin, that's fine. I would expect them to. Let's see. How did I do this last time? It was that and that. That's right. You could use the bloater skin, too. I think the bloater skin in the sequel is pretty good. Oddly enough, on grounded, you want to hit him with just little bits of it. If I just unleashed that whole thing on him, he wouldn't have died. It's so bizarre. You're better off to just like tap, 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 and then he dies, as opposed to like going Rambo. To the Rat King. I didn't like I liked the idea of the Rat King. I didn't like the execution of the Rat King though. I thought he could have been more interesting. I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter that much, but I was just like, I don't know, I thought he could have been more interesting. Was it the clicker that dropped? Yeah, the clicker dropped. Right. Do I have a shiv? That is the question. I do not. Now I do. Oh, so much flamethrower ammo. It'll be good for the bloaters. First, we get rid of our friends in here.
Oh my god. There's so many of them.
Let's just keep at
I
it.
can't pick that up. Alright. Yeah, I'm really curious to see how similar it is to Part 2 in terms of the combat and the aesthetic. I was saying before you got here, Brenda, though, I'm not a huge fan of what they've done to the faces. I don't think they're actually an improvement, unfortunately. So thank God I still have this game, because I don't have to worry about that. But get stomped. Now, normally that will not alert everyone, but occasionally it does. It's very random, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm sure you've seen the side by side with Tess, Brenda, and I was just like, ooh, that didn't work out so well. Poor Annie Wershing. If I were her, I would not be happy with that. The paycheck, sure, but the look, no. That would be a definite no. Alright, just one more time. I wonder too if we'll get like part 2 Puffy Tommy. Because one of the things I've noticed with the way they do the facial stuff, everyone gets kind of puffy. I don't know why that is, but they all look like they've been stung by a bee. Yeah, that was kind of my assumption. But yeah, Ellie's I think is the only exception where she does not look like she's been stung by a bee, but the rest of them to me, they all look like, oh god, they had a bad bee allergy situation. All right. Yeah, but yeah, the like I said, the test one is really unfortunate. They posted it though, so they clearly thought like we nailed it. And I'm sure technically it was hard to do. Like, don't get me wrong, but results, I'm not a fan. And I know you're not getting it right away, Brenda. I think probably what's going to happen for me is I'll watch Ant play it and just see what is different, how it is, and then make up my mind about whether I want to get the PC version, since the PS5 version is not possible for me at the moment. This one bloater here, the guy walking, is like the most squirrely bloater ever. His awareness has been jacked up for some reason. So your prior experience with bloaters is going to give you a erroneous impression of how alert he is. I gotta be careful going around. They do. No, you're right. Naughty Dog is always very happy. Even their mistreatment of employees. They're very proud. No, I'm just kidding. It was funny to me how much they skated over that. All the employee abuse that occurred in the making of Last of Us 2. And it's like, it's fine. It's fine. Let us see here. Why is he not grabbing him? Do I not have a shiv? I don't have a shiv, Brenda. Yeah, you were mentioning, you're waiting for PS Plus. That makes sense to me. I think we're gonna get the runners, which makes me sad. You guys are supposed to be in tandem, not separate. Too many, there's 2. I think I got them both. Yeah, see what I mean about how you have to like do little bursts for some reason? God knows why.
We killed him.
Yeah, I suspect so. If I like what I see,
I think you're right.
even though I think it's horribly overpriced, I'll probably get it on PC because I have no willpower, but I certainly should wait. If I don't, I will definitely wait. I'm going to go to the Firefly Lab. I'll just have to see how I feel about it. It's like I already now, like I know what it's going to look like now. So that, there's no more curiosity there, both in terms of the characters and the environment. So I got that sorted out. So the next question is, what has changed in terms of gameplay and whatever can happen within the game? That I'll have to discover when I see someone play it. But like beyond that, I feel reasonably well informed. I should have waited so you could see the physics. I love blowing those guys up. It's hilarious. Pardon me, sir. Jesus. I am looking forward to, if I get to it, killing Jerry as Jerry, though. I used to always feel so bad, but now murdering Jerry just feels like the right thing to do. Like, good. You're dead. So I'm sure they'll port that in. They might even port Ellie in for some reason, like, I don't know, little cuts, or not Ellie, sorry, I mean Abby. One little cut scene or something. Like that's the thing that I'm most curious about. How much part 2 touches do they include? You know, obviously my vote would be none, but there will certainly be some. It's just a question of how much. and how intrusive it feels. And whether they make any tweaks to try to make the characters from this game make more sense in the next game. I just don't know, though. I mean, clearly they were under a lot of heavy pressure from Sony for the performance of that game, but what that means in terms of what they've done with something like a remake, I have no idea. Yeah, I hope not. I have a feeling that Naughty Dog's a bit too cheap to want to pay Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson to record new lines. So if that's the case, it's going to be pretty hard for them to do anything, but I'm honestly not sure. Oh, I suppose she's a different gun for that. Yes. No, you're right. They can do, absolutely, they can do whatever they want. Yep. Now he has no head. Alright. This is a funny area to me, because this could potentially be the most difficult fight you do on Grounded. Potentially. And yet, when you know what you're doing, it's like one of the easiest. Actually, is it the easiest? No, it's not the easiest, but it's one of the easiest. Alright, I think I probably blithered and blathered enough. We've tested out the mic, the headphones, around. So I think I'm gonna sign off. Thanks for hanging out. I have no idea when I'll stream next. I never know. It just depends how I'm feeling, what I'm up to, blah blah blah. But sorry. Makes me laugh. I think I gotta go right back. Will I go back to the beginning? I wonder. It is Grounded. Yeah, I will. But yeah, I'll let you guys go, and we will see you whenever the next time happens to be. But yeah, have a good one, and until then.